Think what happens in this election a year from now doesn't have anything to do with Virginia's state election a few days from now? Well, you might want to think again. Governor Bob McDonnell planning a campaign blitz to boost Republicans in the state, but will the president need an even bigger boost in Virginia for 2012? The Republican governor of Virginia joining us now, Governor Bob McDonnell. Very good to have you. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Neil. Glad to be back.
You tip a couple of seats your way. You've got full control of the government apparatus in Virginia. How doable is that?
Very. It's only happened for 2 years since Reconstruction, after the Civil War, that we've had a Republican governor and a Republican legislature, so we're looking forward to having that opportunity and privilege to governing. Our Senate right now is 22 to 18, so we need to pick up 2 seats. The Republican governor's lieutenant governor tiebreaker. We got about 6 seats that are very competitive, Neil, that could go either way. It's about turnout. So I've raised about $4 million to donate. We're doing a lot of get out the vote and campaign blitz. It's got a strong conservative Republican majority in the House, and I just think if we have a fiscally responsible conservative legislature, there's a lot more things that we can get done here in Virginia.
All right. Obviously, everyone is focusing on what's going on in your state because you pulled this off. It would almost be akin to what you pulled off when you won the governor's seat in the middle of what some interpret at the time as the great protest vote against Barack Obama. Having said that, it's also captured the attention of Mitt Romney, and also as some folks saying, you do what you say you want to do and plan to do, I could be looking at the next running mate here.
Well, listen, I'll let everybody else worry about that. I think these candidates are worried about how they're going to get the nomination, not who their running mate's going to be. But I do think it's an important point, and we're doing this at the Republican Governors Association, is we're focusing on turning down the rhetoric, focus on solving problems and getting results, keeping government limited, and balancing budgets. That's what governors do, and I think if we had more of that in Washington, we'd be in better shape as a nation.
What do you think of, by the way, talking about this presidential race, these latest allegations against Herman Cain? All unproven. You get this idea now that a third woman wants to come forward and talk. We don't know if that's true or not. We just know the reports. We know the allegations. And we know it comes just as Herman Cain was ascending. Do you think it's fair? Do you think these criticisms are fair?
When you're running for a high office, I think your record is subject to great scrutiny. It's interesting, though, of course, the higher you get in the polls, Neil, the more the scrutiny goes up. Listen, I think the people of Virginia and America care about 2 things right now, and that is who's going to get the greatest nation on earth back to work and how we're going to restore fiscal responsibility by cutting deficits and debt. These other character issues are relevant, but they got to be meritorious, and I haven't followed it close enough. I just think we got to focus on the things we need to do to continue to make America an exceptional nation.
It's very early on, and I know you don't focus on presidential polls, but it has not hurt Herman Cain in the polls thus far. Of course, as more comes out, maybe the opposite will happen, and it looks better for Mitt Romney. But if you were a betting man right now, is it Mitt Romney's nomination to lose?
I'd be happy if it was a current or former governor, because those are people that have to get results and create jobs and balance budgets. So I think Romney, Perry, certainly at the top. Herman Cain's made a very strong showing. But Mitt Romney, you'd have to say, over the last 6, 7, 8 months, has been the steady one. He hadn't closed the deal, but he's kept his percentage of the vote pretty constant, while others have gone up and down. I think he's running an idea-oriented campaign, and he's got great credibility when it comes to job creation.
You don't think he's waffled a lot? A lot of people, our own Bert Hume among those, saying you don't know where he stands sometimes.
I think it's fair to say some of the positions he's adopting now are different than when he was governor of Massachusetts. Mitt will have to explain those differences. I think what I see now is he's on the right side of a lot of those issues now, whether they're social or financial. And look, a guy that's been head of the Olympic Committee and run Bain Capital and created jobs, that's kind of the type of skill set you want running America right now.
Governor, we'll watch you next week. Thank you. Be well, sir.
Okay, thanks.